Every weekend, I try to have a fashion contest in my Discord server centered around whatever's happening in the game at the time. And this week, we have the Guardian games. So I want to show you what the best entries from that contest were in today's video. And to kick things off, I want to show you my fashion. So we're going to kick things off with my Titan, and I decided to use the crest of Alpha Lupe as my inspiration for the set. Let me explain. So the crest has the wolves here on the side and the eagle wings here in the center, and that goes perfect with the Fenrir's Bane gauntlets because we have the wolf and then we have the giant wings around it. So those two just match up perfectly. Now, as for the Guardian Games armor that I'm using, is going to be the Lion's Might helmet. I feel like this one kind of goes well with the gauntlets here, just because again we have the wolf and then the wings here on the side. You see kind of like a feather like mane going on here. Even though I know it's supposed to resemble a lion, this part still resembles wings, so it still goes really well with these gauntlets. And I also just noticed that the texture's all messed up here. That's definitely something to mention. But yeah, a really good helmet and matches up perfectly with these. And the legs, I have the Tusked Alliance Greaves as well as the Mighty Revelry Mark, just to get some nice gold and white in there. And I'm using the Regal Daring shader to tie it all together. I think it looks great. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. So this is my hunter, and whenever I looked at the Guardian game set, I saw that the helmet and the cloak kind of gave me this Black Panther vibe to it, where it's very futuristic yet a little bit tribal. I got that feeling from the cloak because it had like these like spiky necklace looking thing to it. So I played around with that. I grabbed the Horizon Zero Dawn armor plate here, and this one has some like fur around the waist area, which complements the fur around the cloak right here. And we also have this weaving pattern, which again really contributes to this futuristic tribal look. And the rest of the set kind of just came together on its own, with the colors being the browns and then the black being in there to kind of highlight the futuristic look and help highlight this like neon yellow light here in the helmet. And I really like the way this turned out. I just really wish that the tassels here would shade, because having that rainbow down there kind of ruins it a little bit, but it still looks pretty damn good. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. So here we have my warlock, and for this one I kind of wanted to make something around the robes. I really love the way that these look, especially with different shaders, not even just the ironwood that I'm using here. I just really wish that the tassels and the coloring up here on the collar would shade, but hey, what can you do? I love the fur going around the collar and the giant belt buckle right here. So I saw that this is basically a hawk, and I wanted to play around with that theming. So of course we have the Skaldic Chant gloves, which have the giant wings on them. And then I paired it with the Condescent Bond, which has a phoenix on it, which isn't a hawk, but you know, potato potato. But yeah, it has some giant wings here, which matches the theming of everything. And then of course I have the Opulent Strix hood, which has feathers on it, and everything just kind of ties together so well here, with basically wings on every single armor piece, all the way down to the legs, which have the wings right here coming off of the feet. So I don't know, I really love the way this looks. And again, you don't even have to use the ironwood shader. You can use all sorts of different shaders on it and it'll look great. The Guardian game set for the warlock is fantastic. But let me know what you think about my warlock set in the comments down below. And now we're going to move on to the entries submitted by my Discord server. And by the way, if you ever want to participate in any of these contests in the future, I'll leave you a link down below to my server. So the first entry comes from Doc Fourleaf, and this is like a very futuristic soldier. Here is the armor set, and there is a lot of black here, but I think it's used tastefully. Like, he's using the black to highlight the shine in the helmet and the little lights on the Lion's Might gauntlets and on the N7 plate. It's a very good set, simple, clean, to the point, really good stuff, man. And giving me the same vibe, we have Dirty Bear here. Again, an all black set, but this one I really like because it's allowing that orange fire to really pop out, especially here in the gauntlets. So this is the armor, and normally I wouldn't say that these armor pieces should go together, but the fact that the black shaders are really hiding the imperfections to let this fiery set really glow, I like the way he went about it here. But there are some things I would change, like the mark and maybe the chest plate. I feel like taking some inspiration from Dark Four Leafs Titan would go a long way here, but still an overall cool Titan. Next up, we have one of my favorite entries here, and this one is a hunter. This is from its demo, and I love everything about this. The coloring, the armor he chose, everything looks so good. And let me kind of show you the armor pieces he's using here. This look reminds me a lot like if you got Blue Beetle and turned him into a supervillain, because the armor just looks so alien. And I love the way that he did the coloring here. I know it's all one shader, but this one shader is doing so much. You have that gold on the wrong hand's exotic ornament here, and it kind of just flows down to the chest plate. And the chest plate also has this like gold belt going around the waist here, which also kind of complements this right here. And like I said with my hunter, the vibe of this Guardian Games armor is very like tribal but futuristic, and it still plays into those themes. I really like it. The only thing that kind of bothers me again is the tassels down here, but what can you do? You can't really shade those. This warlock is from Lord Eyepatch, and you're gonna hear me say this a lot, but the coloring on these sets is fantastic. The way that these Guardian Games sets shade is beautiful, and it really doesn't help you if you go for like a monochromatic look with just like a black and white or a green and some other color. You really have to find those shaders that have those bright colors, like this one for example. So he is using Full Throttled Roar and Chitin Slate. You have those whites, those really rich reds, which kind of helps it look very regal. I love the way this looks. He's kind of going about it the same way that I did. He saw the wings on the Hawk's Fury robes and then complemented that with the Skaldic Chant gloves and the hood as well. And then of course he's throwing in this exotic right here, which I forget the name of. I'll pop it up on screen now. But yeah, I love the lines here. Very regal, very rich looking. This warlock looks like he has some money. Now we have another hunter from one of my mods named Mango. And again, he's playing into that kind of creature-like look, this very primal look that you can achieve using this Hunter Guardian game set. So here is the armor that he is using. Again, you see that megalomorph vest popping up here because it's very natural looking and pairs well with the head and cloak combo. But the great thing here is he's using the Capri Sting exotic, which normally looks so bad on almost everything, but for some reason it works really well here, and I don't know what's contributing to that, whether that's the chest plate or the legs right here. The legs are also pretty bulky, which could help balance out how bulky and awkward that gauntlet looks. And I don't know, I really like it. It's a really good like organic alien set. He's also pairing it with a really cool ghost right here, which I don't know the name of. But yeah, really good job, Mango. Love your stuff. Next up, we have this one from Finny Zeus. I don't know how to say your name. You're going to have to correct me later. But your hunter looks sinister. I love the way it looks. I know it's another all black hunter, but come on. Like, you got to admit, it looks pretty sick. The only issue here is that the picture that you provided us is wrong. So everything up here is good, but the legs that you're using, this is not supposed to be the Warrior's Memorial Strides. I don't know if you accidentally left that there, but for those of you at home, these legs are supposed to be the Wildwood Strides that you get from Devrim in the EDZ. So if you wanted to grab those, they're pretty easy to get. But yeah, this is the rest of the set. I assume he is using the same shader on the legs. But yeah, it looks really good, except for that minor mistake. Good job. Yeah. All right, so this next one is going to come from Techno Viking, and he decided to recreate Star Fox. So this is the Titan right here, and this is freaking perfect. I'm sure I'll put it together side by side in the actual video. But yeah, no, these two are basically the exact same thing. Let's start with the belt right here, because this like Warmind belt thing looks a lot like the belt we have going on here. We also have the helmet, which of course is supposed to be a lion, I think, but it very much resembles a fox. Good stuff there. And then of course we have the classic kind of jacket here that he wears. It looks really good. You have the freaking bandana also here. I don't know how you're doing such a good job at matching everything perfectly together. And of course we have the legs here, which are a little medieval looking, but whenever you compare them side to side, I mean, that's basically the same exact leg right there. Yeah, really good job. Lots of different shaders here, lots of different armor pieces. Honestly, this is one of my favorite Titans that I have ever seen. Really good job, Techno Viking. You never disappoint. And last but not least, we have Zampa here, who made this amazing warlock, very high elf look to it. And I love the way that this turned out. It like moves my eyes up towards the helmet, starting here with the gloves kind of just pushing your eye up here. And then you have the robes that just kind of come up this way, move your eye up, and then it ends here at the helmet, which kind of keeps your eyes kind of going up. I love how the set is just in motion without even moving. And then you have like the pointiness of the legs down here. Everything just goes so well together, and you're using the ancestral bond thing where you kind of pick a shader and it hides it. Yeah, I don't even know what bond would go well with this, but yeah, really amazing warlock. One of my favorites that I saw in the contest. Really good job, man. And in case you guys are curious on who won the contest, it's Demo won first place, followed by Lord Eyepatch's Warlock, and then last but not least, we have Zampa here winning third place with their Warlock. Overall, I really love the Guardian game sets. I think this year is possibly the best year of Guardian games we've ever gotten. Now, if you're asking me which of these sets that you should get, I really love the Warlock set. I think that there is a lot there that you can do. You really get a lot for your money there. There's so much mixing and matching that you can do with the individual armor pieces. From there, I like the Hunter set the second most. Is that how you say that? I don't know. The Hunter set is also really good. That helmet and cloak combo is going to be legendary. You're going to see a lot of people ending up using that combo with a lot of their sets. And the Titan is still pretty good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like a lot less people bought it, and that kind of just tells you, you know, how much you're really getting out of it. In my opinion, if you're a Titan main, it's still a really great set to get, but if you main the other classes and you're kind of asking me whether or not it's really worth you spending your money on that, maybe wait. The Gallowhorn set is a lot better. We'll talk about that in another video, but yeah, that's my opinion on these sets. Let me know what you think about the new format that we're kind of trying out here in this video. If you like this one, let me know, or if you want me to go back to the kind of like slideshow that I used to do before, let me know what you like best. Go ahead and click on any of the two videos popping up in your end card now, and as always, stay beautiful.